Today we're going to be discussing running and proper running form. Running is an interesting topic in regards to it being a love-hate relationship. Some people love it, some people hate it. We all use it in one form or another. In class, we will continue throughout the year working on running, whether it's within a sport or activity, or preparing ourselves for the PACER test, which we will be conducting this spring. With running, there's a few things we want to discuss. First of all, of all the movements we are built for, running is one of the eight, along with crawling, walking, jumping, balancing, swimming, lifting, and climbing. So we, as a human being, are specifically built to run and run well for a long period of time and or very quickly. With that being said, there are many benefits to running and with proper running form. With proper running form, we will move more efficiently, which will allow us to use less effort and waste less energy. Some of us, unfortunately, run improperly, which makes running feel very hard, and or we use a lot of energy and we feel really exhausted upon completing a run due to the fact that we are running improperly. Proper running form will help us prevent injury. Unfortunately, a lot of people feel very sore or hurt after a run due to the fact that they are running improperly. If we do not have proper running form, running feels again very difficult. It feels like we're constantly running uphill, or it feels like our legs are very heavy due to the fact that we are not running properly. And of course, if we do run properly, it's going to help with our overall cardiovascular endurance. It's going to build muscle strength along with muscular endurance. Running helps with our mental focus. So not only is it going to help you physically improve the condition of your body, but also help with your cognitive thinking and your academics within school. Running does have an emotional wellness to it. It does help with mood and emotion, regulating our hormones to keep us in a happy and well emotional state. And lastly, it does improve our athletic ability. For those of you that play sports, you all run at one time or another within your athletic event. Even if you participate in dance or theater, you also have to run in different parts of your activity, and therefore running properly is important so that it doesn't affect your play or whatever it is you are doing. If you are running improperly, it can negatively impact your play. So let's talk about proper running form. Proper running form involves 6 main components. One, body posture is going to be important for us. Our forefoot strike, how we place our foot on the ground, is going to help with our leg stance, leading to our knee drive, lastly to our takeoff, and then our arm carry and our upper body movement is also important with proper running. So reviewing the steps of proper running, first off, we need to have proper posture. Our head, shoulders should all be in line with our stance leg. So our head, shoulders, and hips should all be in line here. I left out hips here, I apologize. In regards to being over or even in a nice straight angle with our stance leg. As here, we don't want to lean at our waist, so we don't want to just be leaned over at our waist with our head out in front and our stance leg going up and down. We want to have our head, shoulders, and hips over our stance leg and in a proper alignment. Secondly, our forefoot strike. When we strike the ground, we do not want to strike the ground with our toes or heels. We want to strike the ground with our forefoot, which is in between our toes and the mid-foot portion of our foot. We don't want, again, that heel to strike the ground first. We want the forefoot to strike the ground first. And again, we're not ballerinas when we're running. We want to run on the forefoot, not up on our tippy toes. So our ankle should be under our knee as we land. So our ankle is under our knee. And again, we're landing on the forefoot. Now notice the heel is slightly off the ground in the running form picture here. So that our forefoot is actually striking the ground and not our heel first. This should not change whether we're jogging at a slow pace or whether we're sprinting as fast as we can. Your forefoot should strike the ground first when our foot is hitting the ground. Next, we have our leg stance. After the forefoot strike, your heel comes down slightly. It's a slight touch to the ground. This is then our leg stance position, where we are balancing and stabilizing ourselves on one leg. Balancing meaning preventing ourselves from falling over, and stabilizing meaning it's keeping us in the forward movement position. So it's helping us stabilize ourselves, so we're not moving side to side, we're moving forward. So our leg stance is on one leg, and again, that heel slightly touches the ground upon it. At the end of the leg stance, while we transition into our knee drive, we're going to go with our slight touch on the ground with our heel back to our forefoot. And this is important for us in regards to transitioning to propelling ourselves forward. So from our leg stance, we then have our knee drive. Now with our knee drive, we're lifting our knee up. Okay, and when we lift our knee up, we're lifting it forward at the same time. Our ankle should stay under our knee and almost more so, behind our knee, and more so underneath our hamstring, which is the back of the leg muscle. So our ankle should be down underneath our hamstring and behind our knee. The higher we drive our knee up, the faster we'll go. That's where we generate our speed. So we generate our speed from our knee drive. So our knee drive, again, is when we drive our knee upward and forward, keeping our ankle underneath our hamstring and behind our knee. The next step, of course, is takeoff. Takeoff is what makes running different than walking. When you're walking, one foot is on the ground at all times. When you're running, there is a slight moment of time when you are in flight, meaning both feet are actually off the ground. So the stance leg almost straightens as we take off here. So our stance leg is just about straight. The knee drive rises to its highest point relative to the speed, and ankle stays behind the knee, so that the knee drive is coming from its highest position back down, and we're going to our forefoot strike with our legs stance. We're pushing off for power into the ground with the forefoot and stance leg. So this leg back here, this was my stance leg. Okay, it's pushing off the ground, so I'm rolling off from the forefoot. The leg is almost becoming straight, and the knee drive, the knee that was up, is now coming back down. It's getting a forefoot strike here. Again, my ankle is underneath the knee, and this is the transition from the takeoff back to a leg stance and a knee drive. And then, of course, arm carry. So our upper body, again, posture, head, shoulders, hips, all in line with a 90-degree angle in our elbows here. We're swinging our arms at our shoulder. We're not swinging them at your elbows. You're swinging them at your shoulders, trying to maintain that 90-degree bend. And we're swinging our arms forward and back, not across our bodies, making ourselves twist. We want to move forward. We don't want to move sideways. So twisting will prevent you from moving forward properly. So we want to make sure we swing our arms at our shoulders, keeping our elbows bent at a 90-degree angle, which will help propel us forward as well. Making sure you keep your core tight will help with proper running form as well, and good body posture. So overall, if we were to put this all together, proper running form, in fact, helps us move very efficiently, could help us move very quickly and effortlessly if done properly, with a good forefoot strike, good leg stance, good body posture to a knee drive, and then lastly, of course, the takeoff. And then it's a continual cycle of a good body posture, good leg stance after a forefoot strike, to a knee drive, lastly to the takeoff, and we're going to continue to repeat. If you run properly, it's only going to help you become more efficient in your running, better in regards to your cardiovascular endurance, and of course, overall muscle strength as well. It's good for you. It keeps you healthy and strong. Keep practicing it. As much as you may not like it, it has many, many benefits that outweigh your dislikes. You have to work hard. Nothing in life comes easy, so keep working hard at it. And running is one way to help make you better.